Let's take a look at the graph of an exponential function. Exponential functions have a domain of x values greater than or equal to 0. They also go through the point 0, 1. So this point right there is 0, 1. This graph could be any exponential graph. It could be y equals 2x, 2 to the x. It could be y equals e to the x, etc. Then I can transform these. If I take that graph and I change it by putting a number in parentheses with the exponent, this is a horizontal shift left. So the point would move, but the horizontal asymptote would stay the same. If I change it and I put the +1 after the exponential, this is a vertical shift straight up. So now everything would move up. That point would move up to here, that would be 0, 2, and the horizontal asymptote would go to 0, 1, and you would just move everything up 1 unit. If I throw a negative in front, it gets reflected over the x-axis. Okay? So let's take a look at a logarithm graph. A logarithm is the inverse of an exponential, so their domain and range is switched. So now I have a vertical asymptote at x equals 0, and I now go through the point 1, 0. So if you see a vertical asymptote, this is a logarithm. Either one. So if you're trying to choose a graph and you are seeing that the vertical asymptote has been moved, if you add a number in the parentheses with x, it's a horizontal shift in the opposite direction. So this would be a horizontal shift this way 2 units. Okay? So everything would move over 2 units. So this point now is here. This is here at 1. Okay? And there's my logarithm graph. If I put a number not in the parentheses, it just raises everything horizontally up 1 unit, which would not change the asymptote, but it would change the point. Asymptote would be there, and this point would move to here. Now let's look at the reflection. If I put a negative in front of the ln of x, like that, I get a reflection over the x-axis. So this wouldn't change, and this wouldn't change. But instead of coming up from this direction, instead of doing this, it's going to do this. And this would be the graph. Okay. So just to keep in mind when you're trying to choose the right graph when you're taking your tests, just look at the asymptotes. A vertical asymptote going this way is a logarithm. A horizontal asymptote going this way is an exponential. Then try to remember all of your transformations and what they do. Hopefully this helps.